Good day. In this video, we will have an introduction to R programming language. This video will cover the R interface, the R basics, some data structures in R, data manipulation using the dplyr package, and last is the data visualization in R. So let's start with what is R. So R is a programming language used for statistical computing and graphics. It is widely used in academe or large company and by researchers because first, it is free to download and use. R is an open source, meaning you can share your codes and use the codes of the other users. It is easy to share your output from R. Data processing in R is straightforward, just like Python. So if you're familiar with Python, the syntax in R will also be familiar to you. So R provides extensive tools for data visualization. Advanced functionality commonly used by scientists is also available in R, and R ensures reproducibility of your analysis. Okay, so what do we need? How are we going to use this programming language? So first, install the R. Okay, so just click this link and it will lead you to this site. Okay, so in this site, it will provide you access to download or install R in different operating systems. So just select ano yung operating system nyo dito. And then after you install R, you have to install the R Studio. So itong R Studio is an add-on to R. Okay. So if you click this link, it will lead you to this site wherein in this site, it will ask you to download R first because R Studio will not work without R. Okay, so for step 2, just select ano yung operating system nyo dito and then it will provide you the link to install or download yung R Studio software. Okay, so once you have R and R Studio, so ano nga ba yung difference ng R and R Studio? So the software is R, okay? R Studio is just an interface built on top of R. So meaning it will not work without R. So the reason bakit tayo merong R Studio is because working in R is hindi madali, no? Unlike in RStudio, it will provide us a graphical environment that is user-friendly na nandun na lahat ng kailangan natin while working directly on R. Okay, so ano nga ba yung 4 panes of RStudio? So, here, ang i-open lang nating software is the RStudio. Okay, so si R, hayaan lang natin siya naka-install doon sa computer because si RStudio, nag-work siya directly sa R. Okay, so that's why intindihan natin anong meron kay RStudio. So si RStudio, meron po siyang 4 na pane. So we have the console pane, the RStrip or source pane, environment pane, and history pane, and last, the final pane. So let's start with the with the console pane. So in the console pane, here you will see the output and error message in your code. Okay, so dito made-display yung output when you run a specific code and if there is an error. So ano yung mga dapat i-observe or ano yung mga makikita nyo dito sa console pane? So meron siyang tinatawag na R prompt. So yung nakikita nyo color blue na yan, it is an R prompt. It indicates that R is waiting to give it a command. Okay? So once you run na code, dapat after mag-execute nun, mag-a-appear ulit ito. So pag hindi yan nag-appear, usually nagkakaroon ng plus, it means there's a problem with the previous code that you ran doon sa console. Okay? So meron din siyang minimize and maximize button in case na gusto mong i-view yung na mas malaki itong console na to. Or halimbawa, pag nag-minimize ka dito, lalaki naman yung script na part. Okay, meron din siyang brush button wherein it will clears everything in the console. So kung gusto mong linisin yung console mo, so you can just simply brush it off. Okay, and then next is the R script or the source pane. Okay, so when it is your first time to open the R Studio, wala pa siyang R script. Okay, ang makikita mo pa lang is yung console pane. So to open an R script, you can just select yung plus dito sa upper upper left corner of the RStudio and then select the RZip. So once you select that, a drop-down dialog box will appear and then select yung RScript and it will provide you this script. So in this script, you can type and save your commands. You can also make notes to yourself about projects and so on. Okay. This button, okay, once you highlight a specific code, highlight a set of codes, okay, you can run that set of code using this button, okay? While this button naman, it will execute everything in your R script. So usually in R, mga fragments of codes ng nirarun natin unti-unti. Okay? Ayan. Next is the environment pane. So, in the environment pane, makita nyo dito yung different objects that you create in the environment. Okay, so if you have data sets that you import, so they are identified as object in the global environment. Okay, so in environment pane, makita nyo yung global environment wherein it will show you all the packages that is currently loaded in the environment. So when we say currently loaded, ibig sabihin, yung mga functions under these packages ay magagamit nyo doon sa environment. So sa R pala, kapag nag-install kayo ng packages, it doesn't mean automatic naka-load na siya. So you have to load it. Later, we will discuss how to load those packages. So dito sa global environment, makikita natin yung mga packages na currently nakaload and at the same time, yung mga naka-attach na files or imported na files. Okay? So later, i-discuss natin anong meron kapag naka-attach yung isang file and nakaload yung isang package. Sa final pane naman, makikita nyo dito yung files, plots, packages, help, viewer, and presentation tabs. So sa help, you can type or you can search for a specific function and it will show you ano yung wino-work or ano yung ginagawa ng function na yon. Okay, also meron din mga built-in datasets dito sa R. If you want to know ano yung meron dun sa dataset na yon, dito sa help nyo siya maa-ask or makikita. Okay? So, dito naman sa packages tab na to, makikita nyo lahat ng packages installed dito sa R. Okay? Sa plot naman, dito naman makikita if you run a specific code that will produce a graphics. Ayan. So, dito sa plot, may option din dito that you can download yung image as PDF, as PNG file. Ayan. So, just select itong export na button na ito. Okay. So, now, how to install our packages? Okay. So yung pag-install ng R packages, nandito siya sa final pane. So, just select yung packages. So, dito sa packages, makita nyo na yung mga list of packages currently installed doon sa R. So, kapag in-install nyo yung R, may mga kasama ng package yun. Pero hindi siya kompleto. Okay? And then, select install. Once you select this install, this drop or this dialog box will appear. Okay, so itong makita nyo sa install of from, which is yung repository grant, ito yung site actually nung pinag-installan natin or pinagkuhanan natin ng RStudio, no? So directly, kaya pag nag-install kayo, dapat meron kayong internet. Okay? So ina-access niya kasi yon doon. And then type the package that you want to install and then select install. Okay, so once you select that, lalabas ito sa console pane. So ibig sabihin, ito ay downloaded na. Okay, and makikita nyo na ngayon siya sa package list. Okay, and so yung iba akala nila error kasi kulay red. Pero actually, successfully downloaded yung packages. Pag nakita nyo tong downloaded na ito. Ayan. Okay. Now, so once you install a package, so that's the process installing the package. And suggest that you first install the readxl package kasi kakailanganin natin mag-import ng file. So here, naka-install na yung readxl package. Another thing na kailangan yung matutunan in R is how to import a file. Kasi mag-work tayo sa dataset. So, to import a file, make sure that you have the readxl package so that you can use this function. Okay? So first is to select yung import dataset. So ito ay makikita sa environment pane. Ayan, select the import dataset and then click Excel. Okay, so if your file is an Excel file, then click Excel file and then a dialog box will appear. So itong dialog box na to, wala pa tong laman once na inopen nyo tong Excel from Excel na to. Okay? So you have to browse first kung nasaan yung file. So select nyo itong browse and then hanapin nyo mag-a-appear yung folders nyo sa computer. Hanapin nyo saan nyo nilagay yung Excel file na kailangang i-import. Okay, so once na na-okay nyo na yon, ayan, ilalagay niya rin dito yung URL kung saan naka-install or saan located yung file na yon sa computer ninyo. And it will give you a preview on ano yung laman ng Excel file. Okay, so if your Excel file contains multiple sheet, make sure na yung nagpi-preview dito, yun yung gusto nyong i-extract or yun yung gusto nyong i-import. I mean. Okay, so kung halimbawang may multiple sheet, you can select or choose yung sheet na needed dito sa tab ng sheet. So yung default is the first sheet. Okay, so usually naman nasa first sheet yung kailangan natin, no? And it will also will give you a code preview on how to um, import a file without yung process of selecting yung mga ano na to, mga icon na ito. So you can just copy this and then add it to your script. So when you need it again, you can just run it. Ganon. And then once you select import, nandun na yung object. So mababasa na yung imported file as an object. Okay? So let's try. So when you open your R for the first time, ito yung itsura niya. So ito yung console pane. Okay, ito yung environment pane, and dito naman yung final pane. So, ang wala is the R script. So, para magkaroon ng R script, select nyo tong plus na to, and then R script. So, here, you can write your codes. Okay? Next is installing a package. So, paano yun? Punta kayo dito sa package. So, dito makikita nyo yung mga package list. So actually, meron na ako no readxl na file. So makita nyo dito, andito na yung readxl na file. But for the purpose of um, illustration, sige, i-install ko kunwari ulit yung readxl na file. So to install, just select install and then this dialog box will appear and then type read Excel. So, makikita nyo rin naman, once na nagta-type ka, nagsasuggest siya ano yung package na kailangan, no? So, ma-identify mo kung tama o mali yung tina-type mo. So, read Excel and then install. So, makikita nyo dito sa console pane, ayan, nag-i-install na siya. So, ganito yung itsura niya once it is successfully installed. Okay? So, ganun lang mag-install ng packages. So, sa R, na marami pa tayo mga packages na that we will need to install. Okay? Next is importing a dataset. So, sa pag-import ng dataset, so just select here, import dataset. So, makita siya sa environment pane. Okay? And then from Excel, browse, let's browse. Hanapin natin saan yung file natin. So sa akin, medyo makalat lang yung aking, ano, so dataset. So gamitin natin itong German credit. So it will give us yung previous. So itong Excel file na to, meron akong dalawang sheet dyan. Ay, isa lang pala. Okay, yung default is yung the first sheet. So, isang sheet lang pala yung kino-contain nito. So, it will give us the preview. And ano pa yung manonotice natin dito? Actually, pinapakita niya na rin sa'yo yung data type. So, later, i-discuss natin yung iba't ibang data type. So, here makikita natin na double itong first na ito and then yung age. Actually, this is just a student number, no? Or identity number. The age, so sa sex, it is a character type. Yung job, it is yung double means numeric. Housing, character. Okay, o kaya yung text. Double is just a numeric data type, then character. Okay? And then in this part, it will give us the preview. Pwede nyo itong i-copy-paste, no? And then import. So yan, pwede nyong ilagay yan dito sa script ninyo. And then, ilagay nyo dito, lagyan natin ng comment. So, sa paglagay ng comment, ibig sabihin nito, dinidescribe natin para saan itong code na ito. And in ours, ang function na ginagamit natin or yung symbol or character that we can use to add comment is this symbol or the number sign. No? Itong symbol nito, anything or any text after this symbol will not be read in R or it will be ignored by R. So, malaya tayong maglagay dyan ng description. So, for example, importing German credit risk dataset. Yan. So, ang tawag dyan ay documentation. Later, we will discuss more on that. Okay? Next, another thing is the global environment. So, dito sa global environment, makikita nyo yung mga packages na currently loaded. So, nakapag-import tayo ng file because yung package na read Excel is currently loaded dito sa ating global environment. Okay? So, what are the things that you have to know in R? First is documenting a script. So, yun yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. So, why we have to document our script? So, we have to document our script so that it is easier to understand, maintain, and share. So, when you share your code to others, they will easily understand ano yung meron doon sa code ninyo. Kasi minsan sa sobrang daming ng code, nakakahilo na kahit pa sobrang galing mo sa R hindi mo na masundan, bakit nga ba may ganitong code? So, yun yung purpose ng documenting a script. So that it will be easier for you to also recall ano yung ginawa mo doon sa script. So, paano mag-document na script? So, we use this symbol, this number sign. Okay, to add comments because this symbol is actually ignored by R during execution. Okay, so they are useful for explaining code, noting assumptions, or leaving reminders. For example, if you are to create a function that calculates the square of a number, so you can add comments, something like this. Okay, also we can make a bookmark. Okay, so itong bookmark help us to organize section in our script. Okay. So, halimbawa, sobrang haba na nung script mo. No, pwede kang maglagay ng bookmark so that you can easily click kung nasan yung kailangan mo. So, make sure lang meron siyang proper na heading. So, paano mag-bookmark? So, after the number sign, you just have to click 4 dash. Okay? And then yung title, and then another 4 dash. So, to show you, parang ganito siya. For example, Introduction to R. Okay? Kung Introduction to R, kailangan natin 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, pwedeng sumobra. Pero, ayusin na lang natin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Introduction to R. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, makikita nyo, pag sinelect nyo itong part na to ng icon, ito yung magpo-provide sa inyo ng bookmark. So, pagka kinlik nyo yan dyan, ililid ka niya kung saan part na nung script mo, na saan itong code na ito. So, ganyan yung paglalagay ng bookmark. So, ito ay importing German credit dataset. So, first, di ba, ini-import natin yung dataset. Okay. Next, so what is a variable in R? So when we say variable, these are like name or storage, no? Wherein we put values, we put object inside the variable. Okay? The function used in assigning values to a variable is this. So, less than and then dash. So, dapat magkadikit sila. Walang space yan. So, just, click yung less than. Yung less than na symbol dito sa keypad nyo. And then dash. Okay? So, for example, yung 10 na values, we can assign it to the variable x. So, parang itong data na to, ini-store mo siya dito sa variable x na ito. So, when you need that data, you just simply call yung x o yung variable name. So, parang pinangalanan lang natin tong x. Ayan. So, ano yung mga reminders for variables name? So, first is that R is case sensitive. So, ibig sabihin, kapag pinangalanan mo to ng X, iba yung capital X. Okay? Ano yung mga naming rules that we have to follow in naming an object? First, no spaces in names. So, bawal po may space. Actually, nababasa naman ni R yung space. But the problem is, kailangan niya nung apostrophe. Nilalagay niya ng apostrophe. And yung apostrophe na yan, yung katabi ng one sa taas. And napaka-hassle kapag ganun. So, iwasan nyo na lang maglagay ng space. So, kung kailangan yung space, gawin nyo, lagay nyo ng underscore. Ganyan. Name should not begin with a number, underscore, or special character kasi hindi siya binabasa. Avoid using names of built-in function in R. So, in R, ang maganda naman sa R, pag nag-type ka dito, nagsasuggest na siya, no? Nagsasuggest na siya ng mga function. So, ibig sabihin, ma-identify mo if it is a built-in function. So, you can avoid those built-in functions. So, halimbawa, gusto mong gumawa ng variable. Ayan. So, dito, makikita mo, may var. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-var na lang. So, kaya usually, ginagawa nila, nilagyan nila ng underscore. So, walang underscore. So, ito yung pag-a-assign ng value. Okay. So, halimbawa, we assign 3.14 here. So, lagyan natin dito ng comment. So, may ginagawa natin, assigning variables. Okay? Ayan. So, it is a numeric data type. Ayan. So, later discuss natin yan. Okay, ano pa? Assign a variable name that represent the type of data being stored. So, wag lang kayong basta mag-assign ng variable kung ano-anong variable. Make sure that when you use a variable name, it describes ano yung object na ini-store ninyo. Okay, para hindi rin kayo malito once na nag-code kayo. Ayan. Okay? Okay. Next are the basic data types in R. So in R, we have numeric or floating point values. These represent the real numbers. Okay, with or without decimals. Okay. Ayan. So example, 3.14, pwede rin 3.0. So every time mag-encode kayo ng number, it will be read as numeric or floating point. So if you mean integer, meron tayong specific way of representing a whole number. So we just type L. So if you mean an integer, so you just type L so that it will be read as an integer. Okay, so bakit kailangan hiwalay ang integer at floating point? Kasi in coding, mas efficient, may efficient way of storing yung numeric code compared sa integer. Okay, so kapag nilagay nyo to ng L, kapag integer lang talaga yung kailangan ng data ninyo, better na lagyan nyo siya ng L so that it will be read as an integer para mas efficient siya pag pinaprocess yung data. Okay? Next, logical. So for logical, in R, it is read as capital TRUE for true and capital FALSE for false. Pwede rin capital T lang for true and capital F for false. Okay? For character naman, binabasa to ng R na mayroong quotation mark. Okay? So for example, if it is a name, then lagyan nyo ng quotation mark. Okay? We have this function, the class function, wherein it will identify or give you ano yung data type ng isang data value. Okay? So, let's have an example. So, pangalanan na rin natin itong, oops, wait lang. Ayan. So, let's have an example. Okay, here, we store 3.14, which is a numeric to variable x, 42L, an integer to variable y, a logical value true to a variable flag, and then a name Alice to the variable name. And here, ito yung German credit risk na ano natin, in-import natin. So, kung makikita nyo din sa global environment, it is read as an object. Ayan. So, pag kinlik nyo yan, it is what we call a data frame. So, once na nag-import na kayo ng data set, binabasa na yan as data frame, one of the data structures in R. Okay. So, para madali natin ma-access yung German credit risk na yan. So, yung variable name nito actually is the German credit risk. So, yung title ng dataset ng ng Excel ninyo, yun din yung nagsiserve as variable. And usually, mahahaba sila. No, para mapa-exit, mabilis natin silang i-access. So, I will save it to the variable data. Okay? So, yan. Sige, i-run natin sila. So, sa pag-run nito, so just select this, run. And then, mag-a-appear sila dito sa global environment, no? Okay. So, to check ano yung mga object na ito, we can use the class function, no? Para makita ninyo ano yung meron dito sa answer. So yung class function, it is a function built in R. So in R pala yung function. So it has a function name and then open and close parenthesis. Sa loob nilalagay natin yung parameter. Ayan. So for example, si X. So dito kailangan i-run nyo muna siya bago nyo to i-run kasi hindi niya mababasa kung ano tong variable na to. So dapat yung variable, if you're going to use that object, it should be in the global environment. At papasok yan dito if ni-run nyo na yung pag-a-assign ng variables. Okay, example, tingnan natin. So yung class, so pagka ni-run ko tong mga codes na to, it will give us yung ano yung type ng dataset na yun. So for example, yung X, it is a numeric. Yung Y, it is an integer. No? So tingnan nyo, kapag ito tinanggalan ko to ng L, nira natin yan, okay, and then chinek ulit natin, binabasa na siya as numeric. Yan. So importante yung L if you mean integer. Okay? Yung flag, tingnan ninyo, it is logical. And then, yung name, character. Okay. Next is loading a package and attaching files. So what do we mean by loading a package? So loading a package, the function that we use in loading a package is library, open and close parentheses, and then ano yung package name. So loading a package makes the function from an installed package available for use in R. So hindi porke in-install nyo yung package, ibig sabihin lahat ng function na meron doon, pwede nyo na siyang gamitin agad doon sa environment ninyo. So you have to load it first. Okay? Next is attaching a file. So when we attach a file, for example, here, ang ginawa natin, yung German credit risk is assigned to data variables, no? So, pagka tiningnan natin or kinol natin itong data, it will provide us ano yung laman nitong object, nitong variable nito. So, ito yung data. So, this object contains this data. Now, since this is a data set, kung makikita ninyo, actually, ito din yan. Okay, meron siyang mga columns. Okay, so sa data structure, i-discuss natin that this column is actually a vector. No, so we can access, when we attach a file, we can access this vector using their column name. Yun yung purpose of attaching a file. Okay, so sige, let's try. So, let's show ko muna paano mag-load ng package at saka mag-attach ng file. So, sa pag-load ng package, one of the packages that you will need is yung DPLWire and ggplot package. So, titingnan natin sa global environment. Kung makikita nyo, wala pa dito yung DPLYR at saka ggplot. So, itong DPLYR, gagamitin natin to for data manipulation. Okay? So, lagay nyo na rin kung lagyan nyo data. Ayan. Yung ggplot naman, ginagamit yan for visualization. Yan. Para alam nyo rin para saan yung mga package na yan. So, kung wala pa nito dito sa package list ninyo, pag dinownload nyo siya, i-install nyo na rin. Okay? So, i-run natin. So, pag nirun natin, mag-a-appear na siya dito sa global environment. Meaning, it is ready to use. So, ganun lang load ng package. Okay? Now, ano naman yung attaching a file? So, pag in-attach natin ito, so titingnan nyo sa global environment, wala pang naka-attach. Yung package, kung makikita nyo, naka-purple na siya. No? Pag nag-attach tayo ng file, nirun natin ito naman yellow siya. So, ano ibig sabihin nitong attach na ito? So, ang ibig sabihin ng attach na yan, ibig sabihin, we can now access yung mga vectors dito sa data frame natin na in-attach natin. Itong data na data frame natin using lang yung kanilang column name. Halimbawa, yung age. Okay, so pag tinype natin yung age dito, halimbawa yan, pagka tinype natin yung age dito, and then ni-run natin siya, it will give us yung laman ng age. And this is actually a vector. So pag tinype nyo yung class, pagka tinype nyo yung class nitong age na to, this is a vector, a numeric vector. So it will give you a numeric vector. Okay? So now, it's very important din na once nag-attach ka ng file, kung hindi mo na siya kailangan nyo siyang i-detach. Pagka niran yan, mawawala na siya dito. Pag kinol natin ulit yung age, ito, niran nyo, wala na siya, hindi na siya nakikita. Okay, bakit kailangan nagde-detach ng file? Kasi there are times that you will work on different set of data set. Okay? And yung mga data set na yan, usually, pare-pareho yung kanilang, may mga common na column name. For example, yung age, very common. Yung sex, very common. Yung age, very common. 'Di ba? So, kapag meron kang iba't ibang dataset tas lahat sila naka-attach, malilito kung anong variable, ano yung kino-call mong variable para hindi ka rin magkamali. So, kung hindi mo gagamitin, then detach yung, dataset, okay? Ayan. Next is defining a function in R. So, in R, meron siyang mga built-in function na example yung class, no? Pero in R, pwede ka rin mag-define ng sarili mong function. So, anong syntax nito? So, first is yung name ng function. Ano ba? Usually, kapag magbibigay kayo ng name, para siyang variable. Tingnan niyo, para ka nag-a-assign ng variable. So, dito, ano yung name ng function? Okay? um, Make sure na yung name ng function will describe ano yung gagawin ng function para hindi mo siya malilimutan. Okay, for example, squaring a number, no? Square function. Kunwari, wala nito sa R. Actually, di rin ako sure kung meron na nito sa R. Pero just for the purpose of illustration. Okay, let's create a function that square a number. So, I will name it a square. And then, yung pag-a-assign. And then, yung kanyang syntax. Function, ito yung function to define a function. Okay? So, this is also a built-in function so that you can define freely your own function. Okay? So, function, and then lagay nyo sa loob ng parenthesis, ano yung mga arguments na kakailanganin doon sa function ninyo. For example, we're going to square a number. So, that meaning, kakailangan natin ng number. So, let's say that is an x. Okay? And then, open and close parenthesis. Dito nyo ilalagay yung gagawin ng function. Okay? So, if you want to square a number, okay, ibig sabihin, I just have to multiply it by itself. So, x times x. And then, yung result nito, I will save it on result. So, ibig sabihin, itong assigning na to, nasa loob ng body ng function. Okay? And then, So, once ni-save niya 'to, we have to return. Kailangan, ibigay niya yung value na yon. And yung return function, it gives us a value or it provides us or the the result. Kumbaga yung return function, it's just a function that provide a result na kung saan you can also use from other function. I know you're a coding person. Nage-gets niyo 'yon, 'di ba? Ayan. So, return and then return the result. So, kumbaga once na ni-run niyo na 'yan, you can now use the square function, yung ginawa niyong function, and then it will just give you 36. So, 'pag naglagay ka ng value, it will square the function. So, let's have an example. Tayo natin copy paste of magwo-work. Ayan, okay. So, pagka ni-run natin ito, ayan. So, makikita niyo dito may function na tayong dinefine, 'no? So, lagay natin defining a function. Okay. So, let's try yung function natin. So, let's say square of 10. So, pagka natin, it will give us the result 100. Okay?